Commence primary ignition.
Hello, this is Nelson Lee. I play Senator Hamato Ziono on Ahsoka, and you are watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Good evening, citizens of the Republic. Welcome to another edition of Clone Wars Revisited, brought to you by the Virtual Cantina Network. Tonight we are on Season 3, Episode 8. Oh, shoot. I looked at the... Nine? Well, heck, it's one of those episodes. I got so excited about Episode 8, I just stuck with it. We're on Episode 9. Is it The Evil?
We did Evil Plans. This is Hunt for Ziro.
Thank you. See, it's all Mark's fault because he threw up the preview of last week's. And I went, oh, we're on Episode 8.
We were also talking nothing show related before the show, which
it was all about other things, and so there was like no prep time.
I was like, oh right, it's 9 o'clock. Turn on the computer. Go.
We should start this thing now. There might be people that actually may join us and watch this wonderful episode.
Yeah, we always have a very lively chat on Monday nights. It's a very interactive show for sure.
Well, the weekend's over. We get to talk about what we did, what we didn't do. Poor Ashley, who's fighting a flood in the basement of her house. I did talk to her about that. Gave her some advice on what to do, what to make sure it does not happen. DJ Play Nice is enjoying the craziness, and so it's a rather weird Monday because everybody's kind of in vacation mode. Going, okay, Christmas is just a few days away. Nothing is normal. If you're working this week, you might be working today and tomorrow, but then you're thinking, okay, it's closer to like a Friday since Thursday is Christmas and nobody's working Christmas, but most people are getting off quite a bit of Christmas Eve too. So
yeah, I have off Wednesday, Thursday. Weirdly, not Friday, but I'll be working from home. But tomorrow we get out a little bit early. So I was in the office today. I'll go into the office tomorrow, and then it is sort of vacation time. But I used my vacation days during the summer, so I'm happy to be in the office. I was so productive today. There was hardly anyone in. No one bothered me. It was lovely. This is the time to be in the office or working. Yeah, exactly. I have shit to do. I have a trade show in like a month, less than a month, and I'm prepping.
Well, it's the end of the year. You got to get ready for January 31st or December 31st.
Yeah, there's a million things going on, but it was good. It's nice to at least be a little bit relaxing. Nice to see you, DJ Play Nice. I like the flex there. I am wearing sleeves today, but we'll give everyone a flex. I'm trying to get back into working out more regularly. And Jason for Christmas got me in. I got to open my Christmas gift early. For two reasons. One, the box was gigantic. And two, Jason said we literally didn't have enough wrapping paper. He bought me a new workout bench for Christmas, which I'm so excited about because it has an attachment to do legs, which is harder to do at home. So it's always just like free weight for me. And so now I'm able to get a different type of workout going at home, it's just so hard to get to the fucking gym, man. Like leaving the house in workout clothes and walking to the gym, or in the case of when I'm at work, driving to the gym during lunch and trying to like squeeze in a workout and maybe a shower and just all of that. It's just stressful, and working out's supposed to bring you endorphins, not stress you out. Now I have a better setup at home. It's a little tight in here at the moment, so I need to do some rejiggering, and that's actually a big part of what I have planned in the week between Christmas and New Year's skip is like cleaning, organizing, getting the gym set up a little bit better in here, and actually buying some additional weights to go with stuff. So
yeah, I was with my wife today, and we were talking about moving stuff around because she was in Sam's. I was in Sam's with her. I was her prisoner of shopping, And it started off with I was going to meet her at Sam's, and then I had to come back with this carpet that got cleaned, this area rug, and so I had picked it up from the cleaners, drug it home, and put it in. And I was like, okay, we're going to go. So I jumped in my truck, figuring that she was going to get her car out and that we could follow her, because she had very specifically said, hey, look, we'll go in separate cars. So if you can't hack it anymore and I need to stay there longer, you can leave. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden she comes out of the garage, walks over to my truck, opens the door, and jumps in with me. I'm like,
it was a trick.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah. It was a trap, and it was a Jedi mind trick. I'm gonna let you pretend you have an escape route. You were the Anakin. You were the Episode 1 Anakin slave boy for the day.
Oh my God. So we got there and we're going around, and she's wanting to go through every aisle. And I'm just
what did you need at Sam's versus what did she want to buy at Sam's?
We did have to get some supplies for the vacation rentals. So we had to hit some paper products and we put a little salt and pepper and some coffee, K cups and stuff like that in there. When they first get there, so that, if they get there and they need a cup of coffee before they go to the grocery store, they're set and ready to go.
Yeah.
We were doing that.
I immediately brew coffee in a hotel room. I'm one of those. I was like, I arrive. I don't care if I have a coffee in hand. I'm making coffee in the
90
hotel
degrees room. And 90 degrees and it's 7 o'clock at night and you're going to be sleeping in 2 hours, but I'm going to have a cup of coffee.
120 in the shade in Florida, and yes, I'm brewing the hottest water possible.
And the funny thing is, when I went off to college, all my friends said, you're going to learn to drink beer and you're going to learn to drink coffee. And I didn't learn to drink either fucking one of them. Oops. Well, somebody bleeped that out, right?
Fine. I learned to drink vodka and other things.
Yes. Yeah. I learned to drink liquor, but none of the beer. I can't get drunk that way. It fills me up.
Don't waste my time with one. It's sugar. So I prefer a little sugar as possible, so I can eat as many cookies as possible. So it's vodka and cookies. I want to say a quick hello. Spencer's in the chat. Sherry's in the chat. Hey.
Yes.
We have, so Spencer, you've seen it in action. The coffee, sometimes I will have multiple coffees because I need like a walking around coffee. Like it's almost like a security blanket. Like if I'm walking around Rhode Island Comic Con, it's just coming with me. Yeah.
Just straight line.
So what else was on the Sam's list?
Okay, so we're trying to see if we could find anything that would satisfy the list of Christmas presents that still needed to be acquired.
And we're going around. Shopping. I'm having like a panic attack just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of shopping still needing to be done. But so I'm walking along, and I told Bridget, I said, look, she kept on wanting to grab the cart. I said, look, leave the cart alone. You walk, I walk behind you. When you pick something up, you just turn around, and the cart will be right there, and you will drop it in, and you'll keep walking. You have nothing to do with the cart. So I finally got. Yeah. This is a very efficient way of doing it. You walk, look, I'm there to capture it. You this way, that way, whatever way I've got to go. So I'm walking along, and I see another woman this couple is probably maybe about 10 years older than Bridget and I, or maybe 5 years older, and I could see the look on his face, and I walked by. I said, "We're never getting out of here." and it took him a second, and then he started laughing, and was like, "Yes."
And then his wife slapped him and said, "You're not allowed to have joy. Keep moving."
Keep moving.
Yeah. Look, this time of year is stressful for people. I think a lot of people are hosting, which is always something. You want to do something nice for your family. Some people have complicated relationships with their family, and they have to see people maybe they don't necessarily want to see, but they're doing things out of obligation. People are spending more money than they have. Sometimes I know for me, I get mentally blocked when I need to buy a gift for someone, especially people I see all the time, because I visit my sister frequently. We're constantly getting the girls like little presents and things. So I'm like, what do they want for Christmas? And Sandy's like, they don't need more toys. And so she's like, you should get them. I forget what she sent over to me. It was something really stupid. And I was like, this is really functional and not at all fun. And there's no way I'm getting my two nieces like a sweater or something. Like I need to get them something fun. So we like sort of compromised on Lego sets that Sandy was going to otherwise get them. But like that was so stressful for me to figure out what to get them. Yeah. So and Sarah, this I think is what is probably driving everyone's stressors, aside from the shopping, the spending money, the logistics, the timing. I've accidentally overscheduled myself But all right, Skip, back to because you said you're hosting your wife's birthday. That's like
Oh
a
yeah. So
big.
for those of you who don't know or don't remember, Bridget's birthday is the 25th of December.
She's Christmas
This
baby.
Yeah, and I tell everybody, though my wife does not like this story as much as I do, is that Christmas was the way that I got married. And people will go, "What do you mean?" And I was like, on our very first Christmas together, it was one of those Christmases where the kids were at their other parents. Her two boys were with their father. Avery was with her mother. We get up that morning. It's a house that I had built. We were living in it, and got up and did like, okay, let's get up. It was kind of strange because I was used to having Avery around for Christmas at this point in time, and so it was like the first one where she really wasn't there. And so we got up and we gave each other our Christmas presents, and we were sitting back, and Bridget got on the phone with her mom, and of course I have always made it a point that there is something always given to Bridget that is outside of Christmas, that is for her birthday. And this started on our first Christmas together. So she's on the phone walking around talking to her mom, this is what's going on, that's going on. And I walk into our closet where I had absconded away with 3 presents. One of them was a little bit larger. It wasn't expensive, it was just big. It was.
I love a giant box. Something enormous, please.
Well, it's actually bar stools for our counter, our island in the kitchen. And so I walked back and pulled them out and set them up. And she goes, "What is this?" And I said, "Well, now it's birthday time." And she goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, we had Christmas time. Now we're going to celebrate your birthday." And so she opened up some gifts. She goes, "Well, Mom, I've got to go. Skip's got birthday presents for me." So then at this point in time, we were going over to my mom's for Christmas. And so my mom had called in advance and said, "I'm going to pick up a cake for Bridget." I said, "Okay, great." And so she had a cake. So we had dinner at my mother's. It was a traditional Italian cuisine for Christmas. And then she went off into the kitchen, and Bridget's sitting there and doesn't know what's coming out. And all of a sudden she comes out with candles on the cake, and we sang happy birthday to her. And oh my God, the tears started flowing. And she goes, "This is the first time that somebody besides my immediate family has sung me happy birthday on my birthday. Since, everybody's with their families on Christmas, there wasn't a group of kids getting together to have a birthday party at Christmas night."
Yeah. That sucks when you're a kid because here's not everyone celebrates their birthday on their actual birthday because sometimes it's on a Wednesday. Like you have to do it the Saturday before or after. But even with Christmas, the Saturday before, people are traveling, there's holiday parties. The Saturday after, you're bumping up against New Year's. It's Christmas break. Like, who's going to be around for that birthday? If you're 9 years old, you don't quite understand where the fuck did all my friends disappear to right now. I'd be so
Why
mad.
can't they come over? Why do I have to go to everybody else's birthday and they can't go to mine?
I would not have handled that well as a child. I'm just going to put that out into the universe that I'm acknowledging what I was like at that age, and I would have been a holy terror.
So, but it was, I joking that after that Christmas, I could do no wrong. That's how I got married. She's
there you go.
That's not how you got married.
Look, the bar is on the floor for men. I'd say it all the time. Like that check and check. But also if you're not doing that, what are you doing? Like it's really Taylor Swift, because all things have to circle back. I'm watching the Eras Tour documentary, and she has a quote in there, and it's like, "Men will let you down, but the Eras Tour will not." And it was the kind of thing that's just been all over threads and Twitter and Instagram and everywhere for the past week since the episode dropped last Friday. And I was like, yeah, it's true. Like, they will. They suck. They're terrible. The Eras Tour will not let you down, though. But you seem like you rose to the occasion. So
I rose to the occasion. I did good. But so we do. We our tradition now is, is that we do Christmas in the morning and family comes over. And then about 4:00, we have dinner on Christmas evening, and then we break out the cake and the presents, and then she opens up all her Christmas presents. I mean, her birthday presents. But we have a problem. We have a small tragedy. So she said to me, "I'd really like a strawberry cake. Don't give me that buttercream icing, the whipped icing. I like the whipped icing, no buttercream icing." And I was like, okay. And I'm like, okay, let's call the bakeries, find a local bakery to get a custom cake made. Oh shit, all the bakeries are closed on Monday and Tuesday. They're not open until Wednesday, which is Christmas Eve, and who knows if they're going to be open then, hopefully, but am I going to be able to call them in the morning and get a cake made? So I went to plan B, which is my stepson, Jacob, and Jacob's an excellent cook. And I said, "Jacob," I said, the bakeries are out of the mix, and I really didn't. Well, I called Ingles, the local grocery store, and then what's the other Publix, and Publix is like, well, we don't really have the makings of a strawberry cake, and they were trying to give me some alternatives. So I was like, yeah, no. So I called Jacob. Jacob, can you get the material to make the cake? He goes, okay, I can get everything, but I need you to get the heavy whipping cream. I said, I can get the heavy whipping cream.
Heavy whipping cream is the easiest thing. I probably have that in my fridge. Yeah.
Apparently, where he lives, it's a hard thing to find. But I know that every time the women in this house, which there are more than one right now, send me to go get coffee creamer, it's real close to the coffee creamer, and I pass it practically every time.
Yeah, it's there.
They go through some freaking coffee creamer in this house like, most people go through water. That's
how Jason is. His coffee, it's a lot of coffee, but then all of a sudden there's so much creamer, and I was like, what's happening here? And, it's the Starbucks effect. Like, everyone's drink has to be highly customized and personalized.
Yeah, fortunately for me, I don't drink coffee, so every once in a while I'll spend $5 on a hot chocolate from Starbucks, but that's okay.
Oh, their peppermint mocha latte is it's on the. Here's the big scandal with Starbucks is, one, we actually shouldn't be shopping there right now, but we had a gift card. But everything is on the menu year round usually, but then they usually just put it on the front of the menu, being like, it's winter, get your peppermint. Even though mint syrup is a staple that's stocked year round. You can get mint in anything all the time. And I love my mint hot chocolate, and I had a mint mocha latte. Yeah, true, Spencer. I do drink enough for everyone. I actually had a coffee right before this because I knew I needed a little burst of energy. I was sick we were supposed to go away this weekend, and we canceled our trip because I was still sick. I called in sick to work on Wednesday after coming home early on Tuesday. Worked on Thursday because I thought I was feeling better. I had taken a vacation day on Friday with the intention of going to Baltimore. Stayed home this whole weekend. So all I did was watch the Eras Tour, Heated Rivalry, the Finding Mr. Christmas movie, and a whole bunch of YouTube covering Heated Rivalry because I can't get enough now. Now I like hockey.
Now you're getting your Hallmark fixes.
Also,
of course, there's a bunch of men competing to be the best Hallmark movie guy. I would imagine that's something that would attract you to the.
It was fun. They picked the winner, and they aired the movie with the winner in it, and it was actually surprisingly good. So that was good. Okay, so we're still at Sam's Club. But wait, did we get the strawberry cake made?
We're getting the strawberry cake. In fact, that one of those text messages that just went off while we were talking is Jacob going, okay, get the heavy cream and give me 6 eggs. I've got everything else. I said, okay, great.
All right. So he's gonna bake it.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's amazing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If you're, I think it was last year they came up for Christmas, and he and his wife and I went down to they have a place where they make custom olive oil and different oils. They mix all different stuff in it. So I got him some custom olive oils, which went over really well.
That's awesome. My dad is not a chef by any means, but he does love a burger. And now that he's retired, they grill frequently. So for Christmas this year, I got him a smash burger set. So it's got the smasher and the dome, and I figure I'll also bring really good burgers and cheese and fixins, and we'll do a big burger thing to break it in. But came with some spatulas and a bunch of things. The only thing I'm missing at the moment is I have to get a seasoning set because I forgot to buy it when I was checking out everything else, and now I have to hustle to go get some fucking seasonings. So I might just have to get that from the grocery store and throw it in a box and make it look intentional. But
Spencer, we got the eggs at Sam's today because you can buy practically. Oh
jeez!
That's Jake calling. I'm I'll call you later.
Yeah. Tell him we're actively talking about this cake. I'm gonna need to see a photo of this cake.
Hold on a second. We are talking about your cake on my show. Call you later.
Also, I wanted to give another shout out to everyone in the chat. Sherry with her almost all creamer coffee. I feel that I put a lot of milk. I don't do creamer, but I like my just milk. I don't need the sweetness. And Tom, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much for popping by. Spencer was talking about his birthday, Skip. He has the same problem as your wife, right?
Oh, yeah.
The right around Hanukkah and just before Christmas. And when you do both of those holidays, you're sandwiched between them. I have numerous friends who are either half Jewish or half Christian,
or you get the hey, this is your Christmas and birthday present combined.
The combo
Bitch.
gift
Bro.
is a 1-2 punch to the face. That is, I can't imagine. Look, my birthday's January 17th, and that feels like super close to Christmas. It's 3 weeks or whatever it is. And that feels so, so, so close to Christmas. I feel so bad for anyone who's within like the blast radius of the holiday.
Oh,
Like
now
one of my old coworkers, his birthday was New Year's Eve, and he was like, it was the worst day of his life. Like every year as his birthday came around. I was like, you know what though? For measuring how you are as a person, like each year lining up neatly with like the calendar year, that's easy. That's easy and awesome. But like your birthday on New Year's Eve sucks. Like that's just terrible.
yeah, it's not. You're not. Once again, you're not having a party either.
Mhm.
My dad's birthday was September 11th, and for
Oh,
about 3 years after the attack on the towers, he moved his birthday from September 11th to October 15th.
yeah.
So people would be in the mood to party.
Yeah,
But
you have to. There's an episode of Happy Endings, a short-lived sitcom that was on ABC about 10 years ago. Hysterical. It ran for 3 seasons. So funny. One of the characters is revealed in season 3 to secretly be a Christmas baby, and they do a whole episode where like you didn't know it at the time because she's had a fake ID, and so she's always said her birthday was in July, and they do a whole thing about her birthday being on Christmas. It's hilarious. And as far as like Christmas specials go, we've been rewatching a lot of them from our favorite shows. We always come back to the 2 episodes from Happy Endings. So, highly recommend anyone in the chat, please go check out Happy Endings. One, I think it's an underrated sitcom that is now, like many pieces of media, just evaporating into the ether. Like, people are going to forget about the sitcom. It's not like Friends or Seinfeld, where it's always going to be around in reruns. It didn't bring in 20 million viewers a week. But every year, we go back and we rewatch the 2 Christmas specials, and the whole focus is that she's dealing with her birthday being on Christmas.
well, I had mom passed January 1st of 24, but before she passed, I had her birthday on the 16th, my daughter's on the 19th. We did go out for her birthday, and then Bridget's on the 25th. So December was historically a very poor month for me because I had to have birthday presents and Christmas presents for all 3 of those ladies.
Yep.
And
Swipe,
so
swipe.
we did take Avery had 2 of her friends come into town, one who lives in Philadelphia and one who lives in Florida. Both flew in and went out to dinner with us. And then they all 3 of them loaded up in Bridget's car with her mom and went to Knoxville. And fortunately, we have found the dress. They went wedding dress shopping for
Nice.
Avery. And so they found the dress. The dress has been purchased. And
That seems fast. You guys she's a decider. She's decisive.
Yeah. And this is like, well, this is probably her 4th shopping trip. But this is the first one where she had her 2 friends that, could really kind of work her through this.
That helps. My sister, I think, took 2 or 3 or whatever it was attempts. And my mom and her mother-in-law were both there, I think, at the time, and they were all just like, "Yep, that's the dress." So yeah, I know it gets like crazy emotional too because it's.
She said her mom was in tears, just bawling.
Yeah, my sister cried a little too. It's interesting because like we rented our tuxedos from. Actually, no, we bought our tuxedos, but we were originally going to rent, and we bought them from Men's Warehouse. They were Vera Wang via Men's Warehouse, so we love to tell people that we wore Vera Wang, which is technically accurate, but like I can't even tell you the opposite of emotional, where it was just like, can we please get these fucking tuxes? Like at that point, I was so done with all wedding planning logistics because I'm just not that person. It's the kind of thing where like it became overwhelming where I was like, I really don't need 100 people looking at me for like 5 straight hours. And I enjoy this. I enjoy talking to our friends. I love being on the show, but like that sustained amount of just it's too much. And by the time we got to the point where we actually finally picked out our tuxes and had done like the table assignments and sent out the invitations and picked the food and tasted the desserts, and by the time you go through it all, I'm like, oh my god, I hate everything about this. It was so exhausting.
I think she's got her not in her entire menu, but the main course menu picked out. She's got the venue picked out, and then she's got her dress. So she's doing pretty good.
The venue unlocks everything else. Like
yes.
once you have the venue, then everything flows from there because the food's always attached, and then you figure out like the vibe you're gonna have, right? So DJ, band, all this other stuff. Once you know where you're doing it, it really and the size of the guest list and all that, like, yeah, it'll all come into place. Well, it's sounding like it's going really well, so that's good.
So good. So we get out of Sam's, and
We're still in
then,
Sam's. Yeah.
and the packing of all the, because you're not got grocery bags at Sam's, and we neglected to grab a few boxes so I could put some of the looser stuff into boxes. But we get the truck all loaded up, and I'm like, okay, let's leave. And then she goes, no. So now we got to take a right to go to our house. But she wants me to take a left, which actually requires you to take a right and then do a U-turn and go left and go back towards town, because she wants to go to this place called Jasmine so she can pick up soup for her friend Allie, who has tested positive for the flu and is at home not feeling good. And I'm like, no, go home. And she's like, no, you're stuck with me. You're a prisoner for a little bit longer. So I had to drop her off at Jasmine, and there was no parking places, so I had to do a little circle thing, for like 10 minutes. And then I came back, and literally there was a parking spot that opened up right in front of the store. And as I'm backing into it, I see her come out of Jasmine's and with the soup. And so we had to drive all the way out to her. I say all the way out. Her friend lives like 5 minutes from us. I had to drive all the way out to her house and drop off the soup, and then head home. And there was a short stop by Avery's house to see the painting that was going on. So they got the insulation done today, and
to be clear, it's a house that's work in progress, which is why she's still living with you. Yeah,
under construction. Yes. Anyway, so did that, got home, unpacked, and gosh, then I started to be able to relax, which was about 5 o'clock or so.
And then Ashley was like, "My house is flooding. Help!" I was like, "Skip, you can still be on tonight, right?" It's been like the chaos of our little show. There's always some crazy bullshit happening. I thought I had COVID last week, or the flu, and I was fortunate that I tested negative for both.
That COVID-25 is not to be messed with.
Well, I've been reading this thing on Instagram and Threads, and it's like, what's this mystery illness that everyone keeps passing around to each other? And they're like, it's COVID. It's fucking COVID, people. COVID. And even if it's not testing positive, because now the tests are outdated because the strains are new and the tests aren't being updated because of this current CDC. So we're in a situation where like the tests are coming up negative because they literally aren't testing correctly. It's really frustrating. So I probably did have COVID. Who knows? All the more reason why I decided to stay home and relax and like just binge my television. I was like, I needed some like easy watching and like an emotional uplift. And so I got that from Heated Rivalry. I got that from the Eras tour. And I feel like I'm finally in the Christmas spirit. It really took me a minute this year, Skip. This is the year I would say that it's taken me the longest to like feel Christmassy. I'm not 100% near there either, but I was in no mood last week. I was like, fuck this holiday and this whole year and this country and everyone in it. Like I was really like on a tear. And then I got sick and I was worse. And then I finally, like this weekend kind of healed me a little bit. And I will say, it sounds so cheesy, largely watching the Eras tour with Taylor Swift and the latest episode of Heated Rivalry. Like that, those are the two things propping me up. Like, and then from there, and then Jason and I had a really nice, relaxing weekend at home together, just watching TV, doing nothing. It was so necessary.
Binged the Pit. I binged The Pit.
The Pit? Oh, I heard The Pit's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's.
I mean, it's going to win a bunch of Emmys, apparently.
Oh yeah. And Bridget, actually, did it already or just been nominated? It's you take ER and you pull down a little bit of the drama and amp up the emergency room antics of what happens in an emergency room, and that's what you got, The Pit. And it's well acted. Clips. Oh yeah, it's good. There is
Sherry. We've got to get Sherry to get her tree up. Do you need some inspiration? Do you need some
Ohio to put your tree up?
Do you need ornaments? What's the block here? And look, if it's because you're feeling some kind of way, I feel you, girl. Jason is the more holiday oriented of the two of us. My family is actually like a very split on Christmas. All right, so I'm gonna circle back real quick. My great grandmother, so my mom's grandmother, lived to be 93, right? Like, and this is 40 years ago when I was like a little kid. She died when I was 7. She lived to be 93, but she also died on like December 22nd. So we were like literally in the funeral home on like Christmas Eve, right? So there's all this like association of like sadness around Christmas for like the whole family kind of. And my mom's like kind of scroogey about Christmas. Like they actually don't put a tree up. They don't love that time of year. It's just, they're also very low key about all holidays, which I appreciate. They're actually really easy on that kind of stuff. And they're coming over for Christmas Eve, which we're very excited about. And then my sister's hosting us on the 27th for like the big Christmas with the whole family. So we have events and all that stuff. But like really does take me a minute to get into the holiday spirit and to really like feel it. Jason, on the other hand, is like, day after Thanksgiving, let's get the tree up. Let's decorate. Like he's like Mr. Christmas and wants to put up the decorations. Watch the TV shows and like, he like feels it immediately. And I'm like a slow burn every year being like dragged to Christmas, basically. As I sit there blocked. And the hard part is like, I get stressed. Like I stress every year about what to buy for people. And I feel like I'm letting people down or I'm not, or if you give someone a bad gift, it makes it seem like you don't know them well, or you're not listening, or you're not paying attention, or you don't care about them. And I feel like I've done that before where I've like bought something for Jason and he's like, I didn't want this. He's never said that out loud, but I can with him for 21 years, I can read his face. Right. And it's like, oh, I don't want to disappoint someone, So yeah.
I told Bridget, I said, I'm tired of spending money just for the sake of saying I bought them something. If I don't know what they want, and I feel like I need to give them a gift, look, a gift card to Amazon or some cash, I'm done trying to buy shit and then be like, don't you like it? And they're like, yeah. And they're going, fuck.
I know. I find it like really mentally taxing. I feel you, Sherry. I'm going to put up your comment. I hope this is okay. I feel that it's been a rough year. I hope you're doing okay. For everyone in the chat, if anyone wants to talk or message, please message us. Please join us on Tuesdays. I feel like Tuesdays is like therapy session for all the VCNers. I'm going to try to join tomorrow night for a little bit because I get off work early. We actually have an early dismissal tomorrow since we're off on Wednesday, Thursday. So I may join tomorrow.
Good.
Yeah, I totally understand. This time of year is really tricky for people. I have numerous friends who I will be seeing over the next several days and stuff. And some of them are here and are not going to see their families, partially because they don't want to. And I'm thrilled to go see I'm so excited my mom and dad are coming over. I'm so excited to be hanging out with my sister and the nieces and everyone on the 27th. I have other friends I'm excited to see. But I have friends who are like, I don't want to go see my parents. They don't want to, they're not getting on a plane. It's not about the money or whatever. They just don't want to like spend time with family. And it's tricky. It's rough. This time of the year is a lot. So hopefully we can bring some levity to all that on the network. We've got some fun shit happening. So for anyone who's looking, I'm gonna be blatantly self-promoting on this. Let me pull up what's happening this week. So for anyone, if you're having a rough week, or if you don't know how to occupy yourself during the holidays, we have a lot of programming this week to keep you busy. We've got a fantastic new episode of I Know that's airing on Christmas Eve. This is a pre-record. JB and Sarah and I actually met on Sunday when I was feeling better to record, and it's all they want from Star Wars going into 2026. So it's basically their Star Wars wish list, everything that they're hoping we're going to get from the saga over the next year or two. There's some media on there. There's products on there. There's all sorts of interesting stuff, but they made a great list for that. Really excited about that. And then on Thursday, on Christmas Day, we're re-airing our movie watch of Elf, which is just a classic. There will be a new episode of Life at Lightspeed on Friday. And then the Unifying Force is doing their big year-end review. And as a reminder, they had their 100th anniversary. Oh my God. Their 100th episode earlier this year. So they've had quite the year. So they're going to be going through everything they loved about 2025. And then we'll actually be doing a larger VCN recap closer to New Year's as well. So we will keep all of you guys occupied. So if anyone's feeling some kind of way, we've got your counter programming right here.
But it is also, we're just a little bit late for starting the show. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who have not already done, get your, how does Dave put it, your Disney Plus machines ready.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get started in a little bit. I'm sorry. Who is Adam the Woo?
Yeah, I didn't recognize the name. Once we start the episode, I'm gonna have Spencer explain who he is because I feel so out of the loop sometimes where I'll read a news article and I'm like I have no idea.
So old. I don't know who the cool people are anymore.
There are definitely times where that happens, where there'll be multiple names in a headline and like so and so broke up, and I was like I don't know the names of either of these people. All right. Oh, the name on here is wrong. That's why. Skip, you were confused. That one said Evil Plans, but the season 3, episode 9 episode that we were watching is called Hunt for Ziro. So I'll let you do the description.
Okay, here we go. Ziro the Hutt is wanted by the Hutt Council, and Bane, Obi-Wan, and Quinan Vos are on his trail.
I'm so excited to see Quinan Vos.
Love comes in all shapes and sizes.
That is true. All right, so let's get our Disney Plus up and running. Everyone,
there is someone for everyone.
Exactly, a lid for every pot. So get ready. I'm going to hit the countdown, and then, as you guys know, once it counts down, hit play, and we'll be on our way. And Skip, don't forget to mute your various devices.
I've got my prison. My button, so you can't hear it now. Hopefully, you don't hear it.
No, you're good. Where's my?
Because I am bad for leaving the volume on.
I'm on this computer. I'm usually I'll plug in my headphones because I listen to a lot of YouTube. Or if I'm working out, then I'll have the volume up. But like,
I'm just always like, can you not put your buds in and watch your videos with the silent, mode?
Jason just closes the door on me. He's like, "Have a great show," and then, yeah. But we watch this. What's funny is like Jason and I, our overlap of programming is basically a circle. So, it's rare that we're watching stuff without each other. I don't love all these Hutts. They're not my favorite.
Yeah, the voices. I want to know who does all these voices.
I started pulling up the IMDb. I'm going to get into it. Let's go to the episodes. Episode 3.
The Nefarious Deeds. Onyoka Ponya Pona.
Okay, this is at least rated higher than last week. Oh yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Quinan Vos are assigned to retrieve Ziro the Hutt after his escape from prison, but Ziro is instantly put on trial by the 5 Hutt families on Nal Hutta, where his only ally may be an old lover. This is so weird. All right, Corey Burton is Ziro the Hutt. Love Corey Burton. James Earl Taylor, of course, plays Obi-Wan, as always. Al Rodrigo is Quinan Vos. He pops in a few times. Quinan Vos is actually really, really important for a few reasons. One, he has the ability, I believe it's where you can touch something and see the past or whatever, but he's the one who knows about the army being built, like the clone army being built on Geonosis. So he's super important to the plot. There's a whole thing with Quinlan at a later time. And of course, he is name-checked in the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, where Ewan McGregor, as Obi-Wan, sees on the wall his name, and he's like, Quinlan was here. And it's the one thing in the entire show that like stays with me is that moment, because Quinan Vos is somewhere out there. I don't think you can get rid of him. We also have Nika Futterman playing Cy Snoodles, so that's kind of cool. I love my Nika Futterman, love my Cy Snoodles. Who ever thought like that would be the voice actress to pop in and fill in for Cy? Very cool.
Well, and also his connection to what's her face?
To Quinlan.
Ventress.
Yeah. Ventress. Yeah, to Ventress and Quinlan. That's like it's kind of funny that they're both there. Angelique Perrin plays Mama the Hutt. D. Bradley Baker is Cody, which he plays all the clones. So Cody and all clones. Seth Green is back as Toto 360, and then Kevin Michael Richardson, who's done Jabba the Hutt before, reprises the role in this episode. So it's an interesting cast for sure. You can see some of the regulars starting to like pop in. Some of these interesting guest people, obviously people doing multiple roles is like a running thing in the first several seasons. And then as they start getting bigger budgets, they start, sort of carving out different people for each character.
It's a little racy for a children's show.
Yeah, I was gonna. There's something about like, um, yeah. Well, it's Jabba's palace, right? So we'll call it entertainment, but like that lady's wearing a bra and a thong, right? I'm not hallucinating this.
Yeah, you're not hallucinating.
Yeah, yeah.
Little 10-year-old boys are going, yeah.
And I love the mask though because it's so Lion King, like the Broadway show Lion King. Oh,
Yes.
there's my size noodles. There she
Um,
is. Hey, girl. She's my favorite. Look, I love all things Jabba's palace, and all things Return of the Jedi. Like that movie is still, it's the thing that brought me in. It always will be.
Now, if we could just get Mara.
Mara Jade.
Yes, it was supposed to be in the palace at the same time that Luke was there.
Mm. Yeah, Sherry, the Hut heads, as the big mask headpiece things are just amazing. All right, so Skip, I don't think we landed the plane fully on your story. So you have your birthday plans. There's going to be a strawberry cake. You made it back
Yes.
live from Sam's Club. What else is happening during the Christmas? Like, what's the run up to Christmas looking like?
The run up to Christmas is looking actually a little relaxing. I got to work tomorrow.
Mhm.
My guess is that nobody's, somebody asked me today, well, you're going to be working on Christmas Eve. I said, if there's an opportunity for me to make some money on Christmas Eve, I will be working.
Okay.
But if all the guys go, screw it, we're done, we'll see you on Friday, then I go into relax mode because there's nothing I can do, and I'm just going to kick back and enjoy myself. So then I start going into shutting down my brain about work and going, well, there's not a damn thing I can do about it. I might as well sit back and relax and enjoy myself. But it's going to be like Thanksgiving. It's going to be like we're going to be switching gears from lots of people to not too many people, which I'm all right with. Thanksgiving went real well.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. We had a good Thanksgiving too. We our Saturday Thanksgiving as we've started to carve out as a new tradition. Meanwhile, everyone pay attention to Sice Noodles and Ziro the Hut being former lovers. That's the connection there, which I'm not going to get into the logistics. But interesting character choice, right? I love a star-crossed lover / like nonsensical alien connection in Star Wars, because it's always like a little bit queer coded, and it's like they're not gonna do that. But like this is fun. Like the two of them are utterly ridiculous in their own like very special way. So good times. I'm ready to turn my brain off as well. Like I'll go into work tomorrow, get out a little bit early. We have to do a little bit of cleaning around the apartment, and like I said, the spare bedroom in here is a hot mess, so I got to deal with all that shit. I have to finish wrapping some gifts. Mom and Dad don't come over until like 5 o'clock on Wednesday for Christmas Eve, so we still have the day. Like Jason's gonna bake the lasagna, like day of, obviously, but I think he's gonna prep it in the morning. I want to bake some cookies, which I still haven't done yet. Even though I'm trying, I want to do both the things. Like I want to eat all the cookies and get in really good shape. And those two things like don't line up as a goal. But I'm not stopping myself. So I'm lifting weights and eating cookies. So I'm bulking, if nothing else.
You'll just get rid of one of those after Christmas.
Yeah. The cookies will stop. We did book the trip to Fire Island, so I know when I'm going now. So I have a ticking clock.
Then the cookies will stop.
Yeah, exactly. So January, the diet literally starts, December 29th. Or whatever. So we've got Mom and Dad coming over on Wednesday. Thursday, we have nothing planned. Although I am thinking it'll be a wake up early and watch Stranger Things. Like we'll open our presents, we'll relax, we'll watch some Stranger Things, we'll drink coffee. Alex, husband number 2, will come over in the evening and hang out, and we'll have Christmas dinner and whatever else, and then Friday the 26th, I have work from home, which is easy. And at that point, also new heated rivalry. And then Saturday at my sister's. So it is like turning out to be like a pretty packed agenda. despite the fact that it's supposed to be relaxing.
I love the way that they play Quinlan in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Very light and comical and jovial, and
Yeah, because he's usually like serious as a heart attack, that man. I know we have Dark Disciple, and of course, like that's probably the most content you get of Quinan Vos anywhere, even if you add up his episodes of Clone Wars. But I'd like to see a little more content with him. He's someone, if you told me he came back during like Bad Batch, I wouldn't be surprised, or even popped into Rebels. At one point when we were doing, the sort of cameo watch or the Easter egg watch of who could we see in Rebels, like Quinlan was on my list the whole time. I was like, if we're going to see like a rando Jedi, he's someone who like, because of his object kind of thing where it's like you can touch it and see the past or whatever, like that's an interesting power. And I was like, I feel like he and Ezra would have had an interesting conversation.
Well, he's underutilized. Let's put it that way. It's a Jedi.
Yes.
From the storytelling side of things.
Oh, I know what we could do. We could start our list of who we think we might see in Maul Shadow Lord, because I think Quinlan can pop into that. Maul and Asajj are both, from Dathomir, and once you have the Asajj connection, you can imagine a world in which like Darth Maul is trying to chase down Asajj for some reason and would go after Quinlan to find out, like, to figure that shit out, right? Like, I could see that being a thing. Not that he has unfinished business with Asajj. It's not like Darth Maul and Asajj had anything meaningful for each other. Like, Asajj's relationships are largely with people not Darth Maul. Darth Maul has plagued many, many people in the Star Wars galaxy. Asajj Ventress was not one of them.
Asajj.
Yeah, and neither was Quinlan, interestingly. But I do think that you could build that bridge like relatively easily. We are getting ready for our year-end show that I think we're going to record Saturday or Sunday. I have to double check when. And we will air it on New Year's Eve, which is exciting. And we're going to cover like some of our favorite moments from throughout the year, talk about some of like the crazy stuff that's happened in the fandom with the VCN specifically. There's a lot of highlights. Skip, you were in Japan for Celebration. Like that's got to be like the number one of the year, right?
Oh yeah, that was my big one. That was like holy crap. I'm so looking forward to Maul because I saw that preview, and I was like, this is going to be good.
Oh, Sherry's asking a question about Maul. Do we know where in the timeline the Maul series takes place? Yes-ish. My understanding is that it is post-Clone Wars, pre-Rebels. They didn't give us an exact year, and I realize that that's like a relatively long time period. I think that's like a 20-year time frame.
Yeah,
but I think it's closer to Clone Wars than Rebels, because it's supposed to be pre-Solo, I think, also.
No, I was thinking it was post-Solo.
Was it post-Solo? Hold on, I'm going to see if I can Google it.
Because I want to say that they were talking about the possibilities of Kira.
Well, Solo movie has flashbacks, but the mainline Solo plot, she's working for Paul Bettany.
She's working for Maul.
She's only working for Maul. Paul Bettany. But at the end, you find out that like Maul's his boss, right? Yeah. So, all right, let me see. Maul, Shadow.
So maybe
let's see. Shadow Lord is an upcoming animated series created by Dave Filoni. Let's go to Wikipedia.
I think tomorrow we should have a Zoom watch along, and I think we should watch Sherry put her tree up. We'll all sit there. She can put her camera on the tree.
We can shoot her on.
We can have her. We can all talk about her tree and tell her how. No, the lights need to be moved this way or that way, or the tree is tilting to the left or to the right.
Okay, this says it's taking place after the events of the Clone Wars, and it follows Maul during the reign of the Empire. That doesn't help.
No, that's a big
help at all.
That puts you anywhere from Return of the Jedi to Before a New Hope.
Okay, and I don't know what the source is on this, but it's in the Wikipedia. Around a year after the Clone Wars, former Sith Lord Maul rebuilds his criminal syndicate and trains a new apprentice during the reign of the Empire. Okay, so in theory, a year after the Clone Wars, a year after the Clone Wars ends, like is that a year after Episode 3? That's the same time period as Bad Batch. What are we doing here? Why is everything happening at the same time? Like, and look, I'm excited that he has an apprentice, and I believe it's going to be the red skinned lady with, oh my god, why am I
Oh
blanking?
yeah,
Ula's,
Talon or
yeah,
whatever her name is.
yeah, and they're gonna obviously put some clothes on her, I think, for this series, but it
Why?
seems like it would be her, right?
I think that's stealing from the artistic endeavors of the character. I think she needs to be dressed just like
She
she
needs
thought.
armor, like all Jedi, they need armor.
Look, it's she's going to be animated, so it doesn't matter. Just like the dancers here in the animated show at the Huts.
Christ, there's so much skin in this episode. It's really like unreal.
And that's not even counting the Hut skin.
Yeah, ugh, so much. Do you remember? I doubt you remember this. I don't know why it's stuck in my head. There was all this discourse when Mortal Kombat 10 came out because in Mortal Kombat 9, it was they had made a lot of creative choices with the women's wear in Mortal Kombat 9, where like they were basically wearing it was like brawn panties, like thongs and so much skin and of course like gigantic like overly done breasts the way you'd see in comic books from like the 1960s and 70s in a way that was like really egregious. And meanwhile Mortal Kombat's like a fighting game, so everyone should be wearing armor and have weapons on them, but like they're basically fighting in bikinis. And even Melina in the version of her that is like fully the like corpse reanimated zombie that looks like a mummy just has wrappings just around like the nipples of her breasts and like minor covering um below. Egregious doesn't begin to cover it. Mortal Kombat 10, everyone, men and women, get like normal action clothing, including like cloaks and long sleeves and pants and like wearable fighting gear, men included. Even Johnny Cage had a version where he's wearing a shirt. Like, because Jax was shirtless and Johnny Cage was shirtless in numerous iterations, but like people got like real like bracers and like actual fighting gear, right? The online fan discourse was so crazy about why are you covering up these women? What are you doing to the character of Melina and Katana that we literally can't see their cleavage? And they're like, they're wearing armor. It's a fighting game. They're trying to all kill each other. Like it's that kind of thing. But like the internet lost its collective mind somehow around Mortal Kombat 10 and all of that. And I remember it vividly thinking like this is truly insane that you're upset that you can't see the cleavage on like the zombie fighting girl. Like I can't right now. Does anyone remember that, or am I alone in my insanity?
Zero. And did you saw who shot it, right?
Was it Cat? It was Cat Bane? Yeah.
No.
Who shot him?
Ah, Snoodles.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
I got that right, didn't I? Cherry?
Yeah, is anyone paying attention? I'm on a Mortal Kombat tangent now.
Yeah.
So you can't keep me on task.
Squirrel.
Yeah, basically. You know what it is too? I'm also just like not captivated by this episode. Like it doesn't serve a larger plot point. I don't really enjoy the Huts. I like Cad Bane. I wouldn't have made such a sloppy kill. Hmm. I don't understand how Cad Bane like constantly evades capture. Like two Jedi are standing right there. How are we not arresting him? Like, come on now. All right, thank you, Sherry, for confirming that it's size noodles. Um, because I certainly wasn't paying attention. This animation's really smooth. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
This is really dumb that Cad Bane thinks that he could take on these 2 Jedi. Come on now. This is truly stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's a hard storyline. Here's what I find stupid about it. It's a hard storyline to push that Cad's going to be able to keep up with these 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know that Obi-Wan can grab him in the Force and wrench his boots into pieces and let him fall to his death.
Yeah. And at some point, Obi-Wan Kenobi knows he needs to make the choice to, like, there's a kill or be killed situation here. And he does need to actually step up his game. Like, come on now. This electricity thing, stupid. I was going to say, he finally loses his hat. Oh, I like the flamethrower thing. That felt very Mandalorian. Yeah. Very Boba Fett, very Mando.
Well, I was thinking.
Oh, he got the hat. Toto grabbed the hat. Good job, Toto. He evades capture. It would have been more believable if he just, like, set a bomb somewhere and the bomb created enough collateral damage that it gave him a moment to escape. I know they're trying to build, like, a really cool action fight sequence there, but it just, like, fully took me out of the episode. The believability on that is utterly ridiculous. It is fun being back at Jabba's palace. I enjoy the palace and all of that. Size Snoodles is a bad bitch. Who knew? I thought she was just a band member. I didn't realize she was as ruthless as everyone else that hangs at the palace. Mm-hmm. So she's secretly a bounty hunter? That's an interesting retcon. I don't remember that. I, like, truly blanked on this episode. Like, I really felt like I was watching it for the first time.
Yeah, I did not remember that aspect. Yeah. And you and I have talked about the fact that we thank you, DJ.
Yep. Play nice. Night, DJ. Thanks for joining.
Rock.
I love that. I'm gonna put this up.
Reminds me of that new coffee mug that they're selling, you know. But yeah, no, I had forgot about the fact that Snob was the deliverer of death.
Mm-hmm. I fully forgot to. You know, this episode just didn't stick with me. I love Quinan Vos, but this isn't like a great outing for him whatsoever. Yeah. His other episodes are way more interesting.
Utilized.
Yeah. And I love Quinlan as a character, and we talked about this. You know, we think I think you used the word underutilized. Yeah. We could definitely figure out how maybe he'll be back for Maul. I don't know what's happening in this fucking Maul show, guys. Like, I don't have any insider info or anything, but they've told us nothing. Like, it's December 22nd. I don't know what's happening for Star Wars in the next several months. Like, the Mando movie comes out in May, so you have to assume there's going to be a trailer around the Super Bowl. Like, if anyone's going to buy a Super Bowl trailer, it would be Disney. Like, you can imagine them, you know, blowing that out. And so
much lower than what it used to be.
Yeah. I am excited about the Super Bowl this year with Bad Bunny performing. He did tell us we had 9 months to learn Spanish or whatever it was since he got announced, and I have not made any progress. But I have listened to some of his music. He's nominated for Album of the Year, too, at the Grammys. So there's a chance that he could win. That would be an interesting 1-2 punch of, like, the Grammy win or some type of Grammy win and then the Super Bowl. I don't know what teams are going to make it to the Super Bowl in football, and nor do I care. But I'm excited about the halftime show. That's how I roll. It's like me right now with the heated rivalry stuff. I was like, I don't know shit about hockey, but I'm going to buy the.
Go watch that movie.
What's that?
I'm just going to go watch that movie.
The which one?
The hockey. What is it? Oh.
The heated rivalry?
Yeah, heated rivalry.
It's a TV show. So
is it a TV show? I thought it was a movie.
We got one episode left. It's 6 episodes from Canada. is crazy. And I don't know like anything about hockey really, but I am gonna buy like a fictional in-universe hockey jersey of one of the teams. This is how it's like sick. I'm into this show. It's crazy.
What is based on a true story, isn't it?
No, this is like fully fictional. Like
Fully fictional?
it's two hockey players who are both closet cases and they fall in love and they're rivals. So it's very hockey. It's very like romance novel nonsense set in the world of hockey with a gay overlay. Like they really took like three major ingredients. But like there's multiple players in the universe, and one of the guys plays for the New York Admirals. That's Scott Hunter. He's the star of the third episode, and he has like a big moment in episode 5 that just aired. This show has like sort of taken the internet by storm. Like they were saying it escaped containment. Like everyone knew that like the gays would tune in, and a few like hockey adjacent people would probably check it out, and a lot of women who enjoy romance novels might watch. But now it's like kind of everywhere. It was #1 on HBO Max. Like it was higher than Welcome to Derry like multiple days last week. That's crazy. Welcome to Derry was incredible, and the show was awesome, and it was #1 every week. So the fact that Heated Rivalry, a show about like closeted gay hockey players from Crave, made by Crave in Canada, that was just imported to HBO with basically no promotion. They have like no budget for this fucking show. They barely skate. They're barely on the ice because they can't afford it, right? Like it's that kind of thing. How this show became such a hit is mind-boggling to me because it's good, but like how did it escape containment is what everyone keeps using the phrase. Like why are heterosexual podcasters who follow sports reporting on this show like and getting tens of thousands of views on their podcast? I've been listening all week to like straight guys who play hockey cover this show. Like it's wild. Like I kind of can't believe it. I'm like waiting for the spell to break and everyone to be like, what just happened here? But the finale is Friday. So Friday, Boxing Day, is it's not Welcome to Derry. It is Taylor Swift Day, Heated Rivalry Day, and probably rewatch Stranger Things Day. That's my big question for you, Skip. Are you caught up?
So Avery and I are watching season 5, and we're on episode 4, just the beginning of it.
Okay.
She goes, hold on. She goes, I don't want to watch this and then have nothing that we can go watch. She goes, let's stop this, and then we'll wait until Christmas Day, and then we can watch the end of episode 4 and go immediately into
no, because there's going to be like 3 hours of content for Christmas Day. You're then going to be stuck. You're going to want to watch all that. Like, there's no time.
We got from Christmas Day till New Year's Eve to finish those 3 episodes.
I know.
And then boom, the 2 hour,
Which
you're going to movies for that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to do both. What I'm going to end up doing is I will watch it on New Year's Eve. Like we'll say air quotes live. I think they're dropping it at like 8 p.m. Eastern or some shit. They haven't exactly said, but they're not going to do it at midnight. So I'll watch it on New Year's Eve before we go out or whatever. And then New Year's Day, we have tickets to go see it at the Paris, which is the Netflix-owned theater in the city. So,
I think Friday, the day after Christmas, I'm going to go see Avatar.
I've heard nothing but mediocre things.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't really particularly enjoy those movies, but there's, what you should go see is One Battle After Another. That movie was fucking incredible.
Well, I don't even know what that movie's about.
It is Paul Thomas Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
It is easily going to win Best Picture this year. And it is about a generation of, I'll say civil rights activists. Some people might say terrorists, fighting the system. I'm trying to not give anything away, but here's the thing. I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio. I just full stop. I don't enjoy him in movies. He's not my guy.
He's never been a big.
No, it never done it for me. Even in Titanic, which would have been the height of like when people would have found him like attractive, myself included, because I'm like just a few years younger than him. Never really did it for me, and I don't really enjoy him as a person either. Holy shit, is he amazing in this movie? Like, and I actually didn't want to see the movie because he's the lead, and I was enthralled. and he's incredible in it. He plays a dad of a girl who's a teenager, and I joked his girlfriend, but she is the daughter of his girlfriend. He and the girlfriend had a kid who's now a teenager. That's the flash forward, and they are living off the grid because they are former we'll say activist terrorists, and the government is out to get them. And it is an action movie. It is nuts. Like it is. It's probably the best movie I've seen this year, up there with Sinners, like easily. I think it's Sinners and
I have not seen Sinners yet.
oh my God, what are you doing? Do you skip Avatar, rent or buy Sinners, or watch it on HBO Max, or go watch Weapons, which was also bonkers good, or One Battle After Another, which I believe that one is also on HBO Max. You could do all these things. Everything's on HBO Max. You got Heated Rivalry. You got One Battle After Another. You got Weapons, and you got Sinners. I believe they are all there on that one platform.
Well, I can just sit at home and I walked in and there was a 100-inch TV. Now the only wall that'll fit in is our master bedroom. I said, "Do you think that that's too big for our master?" Which our master bedroom wall is monstrous. 14 feet in the air and huge. And she goes, "No, I don't think that would be too big for our master bedroom." But it was like, oh no, I'm not getting it. No.
That's a big TV.
I have a 75-inch television in my bedroom.
I think ours is like 50 something, and it's good. Like
you walk in there and it's like, oh my God, it's like a movie theater. But when we put it up on that wall, our wall is so big, it just looks like the normal size TV for that wall.
Yeah, you do have to get a TV that proportionally works for your wall, and then how far away your couch is, because it can't be too overwhelming. Like
I've got to the largest size. 65 inches was about I have the 70 on the wall in the living room, but it was really just a couple inches too big, and I went down back to a 65-inch television, but I got a higher resolution. I got an OLED, and I love that TV.
We are nearing the zenith of resolution. Like our eyes can't process more than 4K. Like it really can. It's the same thing with the sound systems right now. We're really just like needling, like I'm hearing about like Dolby Atmos, this and that, and this revision. And I was like, it all sounds fine at this point. Like unless you are a professional musician, you cannot hear the differences at some point. Like at some point we will max out the quality.
Bridget won't let me turn it up loud enough to really get the full effect. I have to send her on a vacation so I can find all my action movies and turn them up and be like,
fine tune. Oh, I'm one of those where I actually set it for home theater viewing, where it will raise the dialogue and lower all of the other stuff. Because in a movie, you want like the broad spectrum of like the loudest louds, the lowest lows, and everything in between, right? At home, I want to hear the dialogue and I want everything else sort of neutered a little bit. Like I don't want explosions that are going to shake the couch. Like I want like an understanding that an explosion happened and I'm good. But I want to hear the people talking. And if you're whispering, I still want to hear it. It's the same thing with the lighting. Like we're supposed to use the full range of lighting in a movie. I'm fully like add the brightness. I want to see what these people are doing. Like I can't with this. So I pull it in for home viewing because I can't be bothered with like that. I realize that I'm maybe infringing the artistic expression a little on this, but I need to see and hear the actors to enjoy my media. I know that that's a heavy ask in today's artistic environment.
Well, it's going to be an enjoyable week no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I hope everyone has a great holiday week. As a reminder, let me just, there's a couple things to point out. What do we have to show? We have 2 interviews that are up. I got to interview Tux Akindione. He was so nice. One of our Jedi Masters up at Rebel Scum Con. And then Aidan Barton, I believe this interview is going live today. And just as a reminder, what's going on this week, we've got a new episode of I Know on Wednesday, a re-air of Elf on Thursday, on movies we're thankful for, really holiday movies. Life at Lightspeed, new episode on Friday, and then the Unifying Force is doing their year-end review on Sunday. And so we hope everyone has a fantastic holiday week ahead. I think final night of Hanukkah was last night or this night, but happy Hanukkah to everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to whatever else you might be celebrating this time of year. Happy birthday, Bridget.
Yes.
And anyone else who has a birthday.
And I will tell, and we will all watch Sherry put up her 3-foot Christmas tree tomorrow night.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, join us tomorrow night for Zoom, for happy hour Zoom. I think it starts at 5 Eastern.
Well, 7
7?
o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay. Yeah, I can pop on for a little bit since I'll be home early. Tuesdays are always terrible, but we get out early tomorrow, so that'll
Cool.
be good. All right. Well,
And
great seeing everyone.
that goes on late. I mean, the West Coast crowd will keep that. All of a sudden, you like jump on it at midnight. They're just
Oh, I've seen it.
They're just getting out of Disneyland and heading home, so they get on.
Crazy. I want to live on the West Coast. That's a dream. Thanks everyone for joining. We hope you have wonderful holidays ahead. We'll be back on Monday for a new episode. We'll be doing the next one, season 3, episode 10. Heroes on Both Sides. It's one of my favorites because we get to see how it really is a politics-driven episode, and it's not just the Republic who thinks they are in the right. It's an interesting one. We get to meet the Bontaris, which is very cool. So, all right, we will see you then. Enjoy the rest of the week of programming. Happy holidays, and we'll see you soon. Long live the Republic.
Yes.
Hello there. Hi, I'm Mark Von Olin, the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.